Hey guys, this is Eric with D&E Miniature Board Games, and today I'm going to do another painting video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a toxic zombie fatty. Now, as before, I've already painted with the necrotic flesh by War Paints Army Painter. Reason so is also that you can use the same color from Army Painter to touch it up with. So basically I want to take this guy and make him kind of look like that guy. So we're going to start out. It's not going to be as in-depth as the other one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start in each section, stop. Once I get done with that section, I'll start back up with another section so you guys can see how it evolves. So let's get started, guys. So what we have here, nice little toxic fatty. So I decided what I'm going to do is paint white on the shirt. Now, as usual, if you mess up and you hit the skin area, don't worry about it. You can always go back and touch up with an necrotic flesh paint. So you guys will notice I've finished up with the white shirt. I also went ahead and did a little bit of the teeth. And now what I want to do is paint those pants. So what I'm going to use is a Victorian blue by Americana Paints. You can find Americana Paints just about any hobby center. I got mine at Hobbytown. Most of my other paints I purchased at Tree Fort Games in Fayetteville, Georgia. And if you guys want to take a look at that, we did do a store review for them recently. Should be online right now. We even had an interview with the owner. So please go ahead, take a look at it. Just tell us what you think. Thinking about doing other store reviews as well, but of local stores in the area. Alright guys, so now I've finished the pants on these things. So we got pants and we got the white shirt. So we're going to start and do some boils. Now, this may seem a little tedious to some people, but every boil I'm going to paint purple. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit it on the very top with a pink. Reason being is it gives you that really disgusting, blubbery, toxic oil look. Now, with the purple it really doesn't matter too much. You hit the blisters, and then you're gonna, because that tone, when it falls in there, that'll break these blisters up a little bit. So it's not that big of a deal. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish off these blisters and then we'll start doing the pink. Now, we've hit the purple. What we're going to do is we're going to take a pink. And every one of those little spots, we're just going to dab a little pink on. This will give you your kind of toxic blistering effect. You want to be careful when you're doing this, because if you put too much, it takes out your effect. Though on some of the bigger ones you do want to get a little bit more paint. You use black on the boots. Now, because of the, if you were using like a normal, like a lot of times with the Berserkers, I use a brown for the base. I try and color code them a little bit. Reason being is that once you get these painted and on the board, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between who's who. So what I'll do is I'll paint the bases usually the same, try and get them almost the same color that they were when I got the figures. Make sure in between every one you clean your brush real good. You don't want to have dirty brushes. That just causes you problems later on down the road. So, take this neon green, liberally place it on the base. And like I said, you will be doing about 2 or 3 coats of this. So, don't worry too much that you can see through it. And you know, you guys, these are your figures. You could do pretty much what you want with them. This is just kind of my way of color coding them. Try and keep the base the same color as what the figure used to be, so when we're playing, it's easy to tell who's who. And also this neon green gives it a really cool effect because once I'm done with the tone, what I'll do is I will actually, when I do the final base coat on this, I will kind of dry brush up the legs a little bit so it looks like they're walking through like toxic ooze. Give it a good turn, get some of the extra color off the base. On the bottom, clean that brush. So, while this neon is kind of drying, I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes. You notice I've got my wrists and everything braced real well. That's 1. That's 2. And grab a different brush. And what I'm using right here is Red Alert Americana paint. Get the tongue. And also, you've noticed I painted this bottle here in his hand. Well, I want to make that kind of a Coke bottle. So I'm going to take this red on here. And make the label. When you're doing something like this, try not to have too much paint on your brush. There we go. I'm going to use that little fine detail brush once I get it cleaned off real quick. Just get a little bit of white on there, and I'm going to make a white spot so it kind of looks like a Coke bottle. Alright guys, so we've let that model dry for a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to hit it with the strong tone quick shade. You can be pretty liberal with this. You want it to get in all the little crevices, get in there really good. Now you do want to make sure you do hit every spot, because if you don't, you will have places that stick out like a sore thumb sometimes, and you'll have to go back and hit it. Though I have found sometimes when it isn't as thick in one place and thicker in another, it adds a interesting effect to the model. It's really one of those personal preferences. Now with quick shade you can do it one of two ways. The way it's actually designed is you're actually supposed to have a large bottle and you dip it. Now me, I don't really like the dipping technique. I kind of like to brush it on so I can make it go where I want it to go. And so if I want to, I can go ahead and use my brush to get rid of some of the excess in places I don't want it. Now also, once you're done with this, you will use a matte clear coat, because the one thing about quick shade is it makes the model look kind of shiny. There you go. Then you just let that sit and dry. So guys, that's it. You'll notice I dry brushed up the legs a little bit. Finished off the base with the Necron green. And that's a Toxic Fattie, guys. All I got left to do is mat it, and it's all done. Remember, a lot of these paints were bought at Tree Fort Games in Fayetteville, Georgia. That's where we all game. Open Friday through Monday, guys. And always, game on.